his own feet with the things.
Please, maybe it heals me. Maybe there's a bug.
It's the internal Anna mindset, right? Like, oh, it's just going to splash me and I'm going to get healed. British Hurricane, they're going to be starting off on the defense right here. Paddy's actually playing on the Wrecking Ball, so you can see British Hurricane, they're set up in the rafters. They're ready to try and bounce down on Team Gigantti and maybe get rid of Milky Man very quickly.
Triple DPS for
Leaf
British Hurricane.
Torbjorn?
Yes.
Huh?
Okay, we'll see what Gigantti actually want to run.
What are these shenanigans? Okay.
No, it looks like Leaf's actually going to run on the Torp here.
Okay, so he wants to do a lot of damage to Happy-Cool, keep him a little bit sort of like under pressure, make sure UFA has to continually apply that healing to him so that Pocket can be a lot more easy to pick off.
I love how Davin is like looking for people. There they are. Haddy just
look
squishing you right into the ground. Unfortunate. Leaf Sarah's going to get taken care of as well. So Zappe. Gigantti making the rotation, but now losing a couple of people. This is pretty much the fight is done is over, but Leaf runs towards Danik, gets the right click off a couple of times.
Zander there tried to use his uppercut under the sort of like opening right there, and it made sure that he had his fight.
Leaf's in trouble. That's a lot of headshot and a lot of damage. And he does end up getting hacked on the sidelines, though. Davin as well, so it's a 1v1 with him and Suna, but Zappis is there to back him up with. Gigantti now moving on to the points. Have secured a tick as well.
Davin gonna have to return right here. Zappis coming in. He's got himself a scrap gun to try and deal with Danhead.
You're hacked. You're purple. What are you going to do? Absolutely nothing. Danhead ends up going down. So easy for Gigantti to set up on this point as well. Nice hook onto Yovi, cancelling the res. No ammo to finish it off, but Bok actually finding 2 kills. Leaf and Davin end up going down. Doc Bok on the case. Manages to take out 2, but Leaf's turret still doing a whole lot of work. Zappis alive on the point, but Gigantti have spawn advantage.
That's such a good angle for Bok as well. He was up on the top right of your screen. He's low on health and he's low on healing as well, but Danhead can try and rescue this. Rocket's down, maybe they can res him, but Danhead's gone as well.
Rocket punch straight into the rest of the team, instantly gets hacked, slept, all of the above and more. Ends up getting taken down. Gigantti still on that point. Managed to find the cap as well. So easy for this team to set up as well, Harry. You make sure Milky Man stays alive. So much area denial as well with the Orisa. You can't really get budged off. You hit that Fortify, you're as good as golden. Now British Hurricane, the ults online, but this choke point's going to be so deadly to hold.
Yeah, they've got ults online, but how are they going to combine them? Suna could potentially use the EMP, facilitate maybe a nano barrage. That does a huge amount of damage if people are unprepared for it. But look at this. Davin and Zappis are ready for a double CC to try and make sure he's not going to have a good day.
Suna actually EMP'd the front line even. Gigantti do suffer some casualties. Milky Man does end up going down. Zappis using the hog in the corner. No, run trophy! It's not worth it. He ends up getting taken down by Davin in the skies as he was ulting. British Hurricane commit not only a support ult there, they actually commit the EMP as well. What do they got now to stop Gigantti just rolling through the streets? Look how many ults they got online.
I don't know if I like Danhead on the Doomfist right now. He's being so heavily checked by Davin and Zappis. You saw how they sort of like communicated it. Davin saw him while he was and stuff and was like, Zappis, come over. Come over. Look at what this guy's going to do. And then they just hunt him on down. Milky Man, he can dissuade the next investment of ultimates using that supercharger. Happy-Cool's going to be so vulnerable, and there's not much to really keep him up. If he gets a nano boost, he has 50% damage reduction. That will not last you long when you're stationary and you're taking so much poke.
There's the mine. Transcendence instantly comes out. You can clear those rather easily. Leaf's turret's going to fall, but it's not the biggest casualty in the world. That EMP also seeing Gigantti hitting quite a few people, grounding Happy-Cool as well, but he stays out of trouble, manages to get back up in the skies rather swiftly. Barrage now available, aims for the support, and now trying to get Leaf in the back line, but Leaf actually managed to take him out instead.
It's going to be so difficult to stay on the point as well. Look at the spread of that molten core. Only just now is it dissipating, and they're so close to finishing this, but Danhead's returned.
Nice little kill. Danhead needs to pop off now. So does Suna. He actually has to go for the translocate there backwards. Didn't want to get taken out by Littlebow. In fact, he might just get dueled right there and then. Danhead diving back straight in again, but Littlebow, oh my god, he is still dueling in the front line. The Zen front lining, not for long though. EMP comes through. Happy-Cool manages to finish him off. That's what they were waiting for. You step up to the plate, mate, you're going to get burned.
Yeah, but still, Gigantti, remember, he's got the supercharger going on. Davin's on the top, and he's going to get squished.
Oh, Davin dead. Davin dead, sorry. Finds the kill. However, had he tried to roll in there, still when there was a lot of damage, he gets Holt in, instantly killed off by Zappis. The payload's so close from getting delivered, but Hurricane have no point presence.
British Hurricane have no tanks available right now.
Nano Leaf, I believe. That's actually a Nano Tracer in the back line. Bok ends up going down. Danhead finding a 2-piece, though. This is what he knew him for. The Doomfist Master ends up getting hacked, but it doesn't matter. The rest of his team have got his back. Sunic finds 2 kills. Leaf and Milky Man are going to go down. Team Gigantti falling by the wayside. Now have 2 minutes to get this payload 2 meters.
And Leaf gave up so much of the ultimate charge that he had available on that Torbjorn after using the Molten Core. He's going to swap off now. He's off for Tracer onto a Brigade to Gigantti. Look at what British Hurricane are bringing to the table. They're like, you know how much value a Brigida's going to get here, right? It's going to be very difficult for Dana to do anything, but I said that before, but he still pops off. This man's a wizard.
Post bomb. He drops straight into the team. Doesn't quite finish anybody off, but Zappis at least gets chunked out a little bit. Davin's got enough time for an EMP as well, but actually gets cancelled out of it completely. Sooner with a counter EMP cancels Davin's. No one was hacked on the side of British Hurricane. Daned using the ult as well. Meteor strike straight on top of the railing or down below to get him out for safety.
I didn't know it was high noon, but apparently Suna quicker on the draw. Davin there, he thought that was the win condition. We're just going to go in, we're going to dive them. With Milky Man on this Winston, we're not going to be able to do a thing because they're all going to be hacked. But no, Suna, the Frenchman, got a feel for Davin. He's in the Finn's head right now. Leaf manages to catch Avigal, 4 HP with a recall. He's going to have to go back to his team.
He's fine. He's down 1 HP though, so please heal him. Milky Man is going to fall first. Davin, and look at all those assists as well. It's so easy. He rocket punches also with a damage boost. It's so deadly. Leaf ends up counter-charging, but Suna deals with him quite handily. That bio grenade from the back as well, sent out by Bok. Easy cleanup for Hurricane. Now Gigantti. They have 30 seconds remaining, Harry.
They do. They're looking low on time. Sooner has to get out of there. But what I really like right there is that Daned got the mutual stun onto Leaf. And then Hadley, he just parked himself on top of him. He goes for the body block, making sure that stun Doomfist can't be capitalized on. Yofi, he's giving a damage boost to Daned. He's giving a damage boost to Sooner. He's trying to get the CMP going.
There's the coal coming out from Zappe. Zappis gets slept as well, but Sooner's waiting in the wings with an EMP. He launches it out. Gigantti, 5 men hack. This is disastrous, and Happycall can just run over everybody. They end up trading, though, as Daned ends up going down as well. They're not out of the woods just yet. The mines are now on the payload, but the beat is going to see them through it.
And now a little Bosax, they've come in with that EMP and the
Zappis with the bomb as well in the back line. Haddy ends up going down. Gigantti finally controlling that payload. It took them till OT, but they finally might just sink it in. Daned's on the sideline, still trying to buy for some more space, but they're going to have to deal with the entirety of the Gigantti army.
They've been here before, but this time they are ready for the clutch. But Daned, over the course of that fight, built up towards a Meteor Strike. Once again, that may be his trump card, especially if he can catch Davin after a translocate. British Hurricane, we're going to make a couple of swaps. Haddy to the Arisa. Daned giving up the Meteor Strike. Instead, he's going to be falling from the sky on the Swedish Squire. Milky Man, Primal Rage, ready to go. It's going to be all about displacement here. Get Haddy out from behind that shield, force out the Fortify, and then you can take him on down with Davin.
Sooner Davin, fairly equal on ult charge just currently. Haddy's going to have to get displaced though. There's the Coalescence coming out once more, just ripping through the shield. Just a high value ultimate. When you're up against a Brigitte, when you're up against a Farah, it does so much work. Zappe actually finding the kill with onto Bok as well, just with an orb. And now Haddy hasn't got anywhere to run. Tried to get that mega health back, but the rest of Gigantti were able to surround him. Sooner at least finds a little bit of value, killing off Davin, but Gigantti control the skies and control the payload. And EMP's going to come through. Desperation time for British Hurricane. Nano Wrecking Ball as well. Does a ton of damage, but Gigantti have a ton of sustain.
Now they need to do it before time runs out, Jaws. They don't want to do this in overtime, or it could be the end of King's Row for them. Haddy's still going around, but he's been hacked.
Gigantti have the EMP though. They got the bomb. They got all the tools necessary. Daned ends up falling. It's only Yofi in the skies. He dodged the self-destruct, but it wasn't enough to stay alive. And Gigantti end up completing the map with 12 seconds remaining.
And those 12 seconds are going to be so crucial. That means if they had done it in overtime and British Hurricane capped more than a minute, then it could have been the guaranteed draw scenario again, where they had to try and play for that and then just think, okay, maybe we can win this, or get them at 5, right? But this means that if British Hurricane finish, if they do it in overtime themselves, Gigantti will get the second attack. They'll have the advantage because British Hurricane will set the pace car. You can see Davin right here, brawling out on the point, doing a lot of damage. You can tell just what an asset the tracking skill is to a Sombra, and he built that so much during his tenure as sort of like the mandatory tracer, right? We had a long period in Overwatch where you needed to be good at tracer or
you lose.
Yeah. Unlucky Houston Outlaws.
Unfortunate. Unlucky Rubber Ducky. Now Gigantti are on the defense now. I want to see them run out with the same comp, to be honest. It was kind of a seesaw effect we saw out through the entirety of that stage, where Suna was building grabs higher better than Davin, and then Davin was. And it was very easy for Suna to build off these tanky targets, and a little bit harder for Davin, so kind of props to him for winning out that war more often than not. The tables got flipped though as soon as Suna did manage to cancel the ult. And when you talk about cancelling EMPs as well, it's not a very... It's almost impossible to kind of react to that situation. More often than not...
It's got a cast time of 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, you can't really react to that.
Sometimes it's more luck.
It's... reactable in terms of like a Zenyatta ultimate, which is instant, you hit Q, bam, Transcendence is going off, right? A Sleep Dart as well can cancel it too if you're lucky enough via firing it out while the Sombra's kind of setting up for it. But Sooner, quicker on the draw, like you said, managed to cancel Davin's. Didn't quite end up in anything, but definitely pushed the time back of Team Gigantti down.
El Clasico for Team Gigantti, 3-2-1 right here. Davin back on that Tracer, and Milky Man's going to be catching a lot of rockets here, but it's going to be very hard for British Hurricane to have a point presence. Only Hattie can really sit himself down there, and Sooner needs time to set up. If they can get a hack onto Milky Man, though, get rid of that shield, they could farm a lot of ultimate charge and make sure that Team Gigantti are open for an assault.
Where's Davin going to set up, though? That's the question on my lips, to be honest with you.
Looks like he's in hotel at the moment.
Yeah, Apical's getting a lot of space, though. This is going to be the problem. You might want to go for a manual hack, but it's going to be so dangerous for him to do so. Gigantti, so dangerous for the rest of them, to be honest, to get back onto this point. I mean, look at Apical just playing almost in melee range to them. Almost has the ultimate online as well. One tick's been acquired. A second's coming out for British Hurricane as well. Team Gigantti still scurrying for cover.
And Barrage is available. The second they come out onto this point, Apical can deliver so much damage. Look, he's just there with the damage boost. He's ready to go. There it is.
Oh, Healy's coming out as well. Nice little look away also. Leaf ends up getting the kill, but still 2 ticks have been acquired. Yofi ends up going down as well for Hurricane, but they still got members on the point.
Damn, gets a nano boost going in with
the
punch.
fake out.
Yeah, making sure that he wasn't going to be the mutual stun right there.
Well, he's dead anyway. Zappy's just found him. You're up in the air in the Doomfist. Such an easy target to hit. You've got a rather large hitbox, of course. But British Hurricane, 2 ticks on the board. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, though.
Milky Man swapping over now onto the Winston. Wants to be able to do a lot of damage to Bucket in the back. So there's very little that's available to protect Vanana. But now, British Hurricane, they can pressure the point. Only 1 tick's remaining. Gigantti are going to be forced to move.
Oh, that was such a nice fake there. Davin threw out the translocate and was like, hey, I'm going to go for it in the center, right? Your Mercy's going to be more than safe. And then saw Jofi instantly killed him off after the EMP came through. And now, major heals now falling for Hurricane. Danid is also going to go down. The chip damage from Gigantti should be enough to see them through this. 2 minutes are still in the time bank. Sooner has ult. We've got Yofi ult, Bok ult, Hardy ult. They got a lot of ults online, but Gigantti, they managed to get this grab off early. They're going to be able to build those support ults in time.
Absolutely. Maybe looking for a grab here onto Huddy and Bucket. Huddy, of course, you don't want to solo grab for the rest. He can use the fortifiers, just roll out of there, maybe just use it onto Bucket. There's not enough to really sustain him. He can use his Bionade on himself, but the healing from the Valkyrie would not be enough to keep up the solo Ana once they are being tugged out. Zappis is hiding. He's going to come in, rain it down from on top.
EMP came out, by the way, but it was a solo on Lilbo. He ends up going down. Graviton Surge from the back line. Does manage to net the kill on to Danit, but the problem is Zappis was all alone. Hapigal was able to take him down, and now the Barrage is striking the point as well. Leaf ends up falling, and now Davin can kind of just take over the game. He's got the backup necessary. The Monkey might be EMP'd here, Harry, but Gigantti can't do anything with it.
Damage is doing so much damage. Lilbo's in the back for some reason. He's managed to melee down Bucket, but Milky Man doesn't have the damage to beat out the Mercy heals.
Look at this ult charge as well that Milky Man's basically gifting over to Hurricane. 60 seconds now remain. Suma has 60% on an ult charge as well.
Lilbo, he needs to make sure that he gets the cast off here on the Sandberry. He can make sure that everyone is nicely protected.
EMP's going to come through from Gigantti. EV dive on the back line onto the supports, but they're not going to go down just yet. Not without a fight, at least. Yofi survived for so long. Received the armor pack means they couldn't follow up after that attack. That's 1 target down. Took about 12 million years. An EMP coming out from Sooner, but a Beast going to be there to match.
That it is. It's going to make sure everyone's protected. The solo hack Zupe, not going to be the victim this time. Supercharger ready to go.
It's going to go down. Now the replacing of the shield, 20 seconds now remains. It's been a slow chip away at the Gigantti defense, but right now they're winning it out. Sooner ends up going down as well. Hapical trying to make this far work, but is going to have to get nanoed. It seems to do some more damage. He's been getting so many multi-kills, but the rest of his team are just falling around him. Bok, Yofi are going to go down as well. Hurricane cannot get on this point quick enough.
He's got
3 minutes now
barrage.
remain. The barrage is coming through, but Milky Man finds the kill.
Haddy's still here, so is Danner. They got the rally right there. They don't have the direct healing from their support, so they need to take out Davin. They need to take out Milky Man.
One by one, they fall. OT is there. Danit finds a kill onto Davin, and finally Hurricane crack first. And what was, again, feels like the longest fight in the history of fights. Happy Call got how many barrages off? 2, 3 maybe? And they finally managed to make it stick, but their time bank is just in disarray.
There is an enemy sooner. There we go. Zapp's going to be forced to use out on that.
Look how much ult charge he just gained, by the way. Wow, 35% almost got an EMP ready to go.
Sooner needs to get a lot more value from this EMP, though. Last time it was a solo hack onto Zuppe. Lobo came in with that Sandbar, easily managed to answer it out. Zapp's can go for an aerial self-destruct here. There isn't a huge amount of cover available for Happy Cool and Yofi. There it is.
Yeah, there he's going to go for it. Davin's going to come through with the EMP potentially as well. Managed to kill Yofi off. Couldn't get behind the building in time. Now EMP for Davin is just ready and raring to go, but might not even need to use it, to be fair. Hafikul so just vulnerable up in the skies. In fact, Davin wanted to almost match it.
Yeah, Hafikul gave him a Duke, though, making sure that you're able to get away, but you're not able to get away from Zappis. The anti-air mech just going to go up, give it a little bit of a brawl in the sky, and now Gigantti, they're claiming all this space. They don't want Hurricane to get any meter for free, and this can be such a dangerous place to move through if you don't have the tanks or the healing. And right now they're only running the single tank. That's going to be Hadi, who's got the supercharger ready to go. That means Hafikul's going to do 180 damage per rocket. Very dangerous to squishy heroes.
Soon as 20% away from that EMP, but Danid's already got his online. Just waiting for them to reach the corner.
Could be disabled now.
Superchargers coming out there. Yeah, instant EMP. That was pretty easy. Easiest decision to Zavin's life, EMP in that one. Danid gets the rally off though, so it's not the worst thing in the world, as well as Yofi using that ultimate to give everybody that damage boost. Now the EMP comes from Hurricane. Bit of a topsy-turvy fight, but Team Gigantti end up getting hacked. More than just Zuppe. It inflicted this time around, and they finally get the payload moving once again, but Gigantti have just been doing such an amazing job of burning down this time bank.
Shin was waiting by damage. Translocator right there, ready to do the damage to pick him off, making sure that he couldn't escape, and use the poke that was required to build up towards yet another EMP. Hafikul, you can see, he's scouting out, he's forward, he's got the barrage ready to go. That's a lot of damage that can be done. Lilbo can answer it potentially with the Sandbar, but you got to remember, Sandbar has a cast time. You can easily die during that cast while you're attempting to lay down that barrier. Hafikul needs a damage boost. Potentially he'll need a nano boost as well. And Hadi, who's moved over onto the Wrecking Ball, needs to buy the space. It's British Hurricane. They're out of time, and almost they're out of hope.
Milkman's got that Shadow Man, he can set it up so easily too. Everybody's going to be on that payload contesting it, and soon is going to be the first casualty. Hafikul with a nano barrage, instantly deals Milky Man, but look at that instant defense matrix as well to eat up most of those, but the beat wasn't enough. Not enough to save Milky Man at least. Hafikul has to take control of this game. Hadi's trying to cause as much disruption he can on the front line, but he's antis, he's stunned up, he gets punted up into the air as well. It's OT, and Hurricane have to contest the point.
Leaf is so tanky, he's keeping on that point, and there's the EMP and the self-destruct.
It's coming in straight on the streets. Hafikul goes down, they step off the point, and Gigantti are going to secure King's Row.
Okay, now it's a best of three. Off of King's Row. That was such a mad point. British Hurricane just like, okay, we're just going to play triple DPS the entire way. What could possibly go wrong? And it looked so good for them after they used the damage boost and the nano boost onto the Pharaoh. They just evaporated Milky Man, but I've got to give a lot of credit there to Leaf, who's just like, okay, I'm using Rally. I'm Reinhardt now. I'm going to have all of the healing that I need. And that anti-nade onto Hadi, which just meant that he couldn't retreat. He couldn't go back and get that healing. So that eventually he was just pummeled down by Gigantti. Was so important. Zuppe really showing a lot of value here on the Ana.
It looked like, though, Gigantti had the read on British Hurricane. Like you said, it's basically a best of three at this point. Almost impossible to actually stop the payload in its tracks right outside the doors to cause a draw on this next map. We've got Dorado. It's coming up soon. Do not go anywhere.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Hey guys, welcome back. Dorado on your screens very soon. Right now, we have seen one draw, Harry. We've seen one apiece each for Hurricane and Gigantti. This old rivalry that stretched all the way back to Season 1 of 2018. It's looking to be a crazy one. Dorado, specifically, I want to see more DPS. We saw Hurricane roll out with the gate first up in what was probably the longest fight we've ever seen on first point. Felt like Haffy had like 3 barrages. EMPs were coming out left, right, and center. It took them 2 overtime to actually cap in the end, but Gigantti still bit them to the post, managed to hold them on the second point.
And when we talk British Hurricane, we talk DPS, and I think Dorado, question on my mind, Jaws, are we going to bring Sparker back in there? Premier Widow, shall we say. He's a hit scan specialist, and he's very much a force to be reckoned with on that particular hero. I think Hafikul can get a lot more done on the Pharaoh right here. I'd love to see Leaf meet up in the skies once more. Hafikul, when I think back to Nepal, it feels like forever ago right now after all these long fights we've had on on these very close maps. He did very well, especially on Shrine for playing that Pharaoh.
No, sooner it's going to be in, so we're not going to see Sparker today, not on Dorado at least. This can be a draw, Harry. I'm going to say it again, mate. You can draw this map.
Agree to draw, question mark?
Agree to draw, let's go control again. That's what Hurricane won, that's for sure.
Meanwhile, Team Gigantti, I imagine they're quite happy just going on to Dorado. This was actually, just a little historical tidbit, this was where British Hurricane beat Team Gigantti in our best of 7 for Season 1 finals in 2018. It was quite a climactic map, that much is for certain, with a lot of familiar faces. Like
and also
RCK.
when the C9 was christened as well.
Absolutely.
British Hurricane also C9'd at exactly the same point on this map also, all the way back in 2018. Lovely. Lovely to keep the traditions in the family.
Yeah, British Hurricane have a lot of history with Dorado. That much is definitely for certain. Love to see what history they're going to be creating today, though, going up against their old rivals at the top of the table was in Gigantti, who on the defense running out with Milky Man still on that Orisa. And they're going to be running with double support. So Pei and Lilbo going to be able to support each other. This was what happened on the Kings Row first defense, much to their sort of like credit.
Yeah, Dan, it's still on this Doomfist, though. Again, we talked about the difficulties of him actually playing this on King's Row. He is running into Davin on the Sombra. He's running into Zappis on the Brig. Like, there's a lot of things that can halt him in his tracks rather easily.
Yeah, and Leaf is going to have a lot of pressure going up onto him. Davin goes for the hack there onto Yofi. You can see Yofi's health bar on the corner of Davin's, on the corner of Hafikul's screen, rather. And it's going to be an actual chase out right there. They managed to get Davin after he translocated away. Good presence of mind, Haddy.
Uh-oh, yeah. And now Little Boat is going to fall. That should be Gigantti just kind of toppling over now. Very little heals you have left. Leaf says not today, though, as Bok ends up going down as well. Just one punch at me. He wants to give him the melee. You can see him. Soon just sprays and prays him down, though. No problem. And British Hurricane still on the move. Davin's still getting a lot of work done, though. He is going to be asleep on the job, unfortunately.
Yeah, Dan had almost got himself to that Meteor Strike, and crucially, Lilbo's going to swap over now. That means Yofi has a marked advantage when it comes to the Valkyrie versus the Sound Barrier generation. He's already 81% of the way there, and you can see Suna. Right now, he's given over that information. Zap is caught him, though, with the Sombra check, and now Davin's all over him.
British Hurricane holding this point now, though. I mean, it's so hard to actually assault the Fire
Bucket's
here.
pushing.
There's so many. Well, you're going to have to at some point, right? You're not going to get your Fire to do it. Well, Haddy should be in control of the payloads. Please, tanks, get on the payloads. It's your job, not mine. Thank you. Signed every support ever.
Well, tanks are going to have to get away from this barrage right now. Happy Calls build it up, and he is going to have that extra damage boost. There is the Valkyrie. Pop from Yofi. Additional healing is now available. They're looking for Viana.
Oh, he found him. Just scurries out in time. Nice little hack as well by Davin, and now Happy Call is grounded. Uses that pulse rocket, though, just to get him out of danger. Nice little hack there on to the Monkey as well. But that's a barrage in the back line and an EMP on the payload as well. Gigantti, they're going to fall here also, unless they get some sort of miracle. Leaf is going to get hacked on the sides, and Happy Call just controlling the skies. And that'll be Hurricane capping the first point.
Happy Call being a real star on this fire right now. We talked about how the value he wanted was to get that Ana, because he knew the Ana You go for Vianna first because she's a major threat to you, right? While you're barraging, she can get the sleep dart because you're stationary. You can get long-range damage with the hip fire and the nade. We've actually seen someone die to a mid-air nade while they were barraging before. It was quite a sight to see. So Zuppe there, of course, he doesn't have mobility as well. Very hard to save himself. Getting a little bow as well, that right there's a bonus.
That would have been a nice little help by Davin there. You can hear the sounds going off, though, so it's like, it's whatever. You can just translocate back. Happy is slept as well in the back line. Unlucky. Davin goes in. EMP comes out. And now the rest of Gigantti just ascending on British Hurricane. What a beautiful nade landing in the back line. Exactly the targets that you want to hit as well. EMP just used for Team Gigantti. They're going to be able to hold this corner now rather easily. Leaf does end up going down to Hattie, though, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. The rest of Hurricane are dead.
Lilbo was stuck on like 3 HP for an extended amount of time. That was a great lead there from Milky Man, getting the full splash damage onto Suna, forcing him out. He saw where that translocator put him, but he doesn't want to give up the space to really go out and contest that. For now, he's got some rockets to catch coming in from Hafikul. They've got to watch out though. Suna almost has an EMP ready to go. Not the ideal leap there for Milky Man, means he has to invest his shield to pick up that mega health pack.
Self-destruct's going to get used. Nice little attempted hack on the Hattie. Oh, that boot was beautiful. Lil Bo, you genius. Booping Hattie straight past that shield. He knew what was good, and that's a double kill for the self-destruct. Gigantti making it work with just 2 ults.
I'm liking the value I'm seeing out of Milky Man on the Winston right here, doing a lot of damage to Hafikul and Yofi up in the air. It seems like they are going for this sort of like anti-air tank dive using Zappis, Milky Man, and also adding Zuppe's hit scan prowess on Vianna to make sure they can consistently try and take out Yofi. They know that Hafikul is getting the healing that he needs to survive, so go after the Mercy instead, right? You can use your nano-boosted Diva even to try and make it work.
Oh, Hafikul in a lot of danger. Triple shot from Zuppe, managed to get the kill as well. Invested? No, I was going to say invest the res, but it's not actually going to come through. EMP's going to come out instead. It's going to be a nano boost, I believe it. Oh, no, it was not. Oh, no, it was.
It was
yes,
cancelled.
it was completely cancelled out. It's a very small projectile, so it does get stopped via the EMP. Nice little cleanup there for Gigantti.
It's a very hard ult to cancel because I think it actually travels at 1 kilometer per second as a nano boost.
It's insane. You can, the amount of times I've sent out a nano on a dying Reinhardt is insane. I don't want to count how... Lucky they don't have a stat for that. Nano's wasted.
Nano boosts misinvested.
Some of the time you're like, okay, it's instant. It's whatever. I can just invest this. It's not too much of an issue.
Speaking of investing,
yeah, Milky Man's going to use that Primal Rage in this small corridor. Oh, Hafikul, though.
No time.
Ends his life almost instantly with a barrage. Leaf's in trouble now as well. Popped the rally, though. Was hacked, so he had to back off rather sharpish. And now Hurricane, with the tank, main tank advantage, can now move forward. Hafikul, again, just doing so much work. They got no shields to kind of hide behind. Leaf is nanoed. He is hacked. He is dead. Hafikul's going to claim the kill, and now Hurricane moving forward. Zappa should fall down as well. It's nice of you to join us, Milky Man, but the rest of the team have already been paid punishment by the rest of British Hurricane, and now they have EMP as well to spare. Nice little hack on him so he can't even use the leaps to get away. Just a lot more extra ult charge for Hurricane.
The investment of abilities right now from British Hurricane when it comes to their target prioritization is fantastic. We saw a sleep on Talife, they got the hack on Talife, got the anti onto him. The same thing happened when Milky Man came through. He's used the Primal Rage, so he's had enough of this. He's going over to the Reinhardt. He wants to be able to battle out with Hattie on the ground, but your shield ain't going to last long against a Supercharger or an EMP. It'll strip both of them away, and he's ready. He's right next to Milky Man. He's going to open up and turn out the lights.
Yeah, there you go. Turned out the lights. The shield disappears. Hafikul gets the kill. Counter EMP coming through. They're on top of British Hurricane. Hafikul has got the ult to back them up, though. Self-destruct up in the air. Someone save Javi, please. He ends up going down. The res is going to get invested, though. This is good. They can hide behind the shield and use that supercharger. Nano boost as well. Invested onto Danid. No one killing him now. Leaf ends up going down, and Hurricane maybe sealing the deal on this next point, too. Was an expensive fight, though, mind you, as they use that supercharger as well to round out the fight.
And the barrage. Maybe Hafikul's going to swap over here. I don't think the barrage was the optimal investment, but Danid was definitely feeling like a very small Reinhardt when he had the supercharger behind him as well as for nano boost. I think he was doing 60 damage a swing. That's a lot of damage coming through from a Brigitte, and if you're a very squishy person, you don't want that being applied to you. Davin, of course, long-range flanking right here, needs to do a lot of damage onto Hafikul, but what he's going to be looking at right now is trying to shut down Danid, who swapped over onto the Doomfist. The hack can be so good at debilitating these heroes like the Wrecking Ball and the Doomfist, who put themselves into the midst of the enemy team to try and gain value.
That's a little bit of tech there from Danid, just bumping off of the payload. Does it again there, just see. Nano boost onto Milky Man, but everybody's scurrying away. Dan is actually going to push him away with the uppercut and push him into the wall as well. But still, Milky Man charging forward. Doesn't want to go too far as he does end up getting hacked and killed off by Sooner in the background.
Good body block there from Hattie as well. The EMP being used.
Yeah, Leaf is still using the rally though, so Gigantti are going to be okay. They've got so much armor building up for them. It's up to Hurricane to kind of chunk that away, but it's going to be so hard. Danny trying for the punch onto the brig. Doesn't get the seismic slam, though, but Leaf still ends up going down.
Yeah, Zappis managing to save Leaf's life for just a moment there, and now it's going to be Team Gigantti chasing down the stragglers. They've gone for 3-2-1. They feel this is their best defense against British Hurricane. It worked out on King's Row, and now it's working again on Dorado. British Hurricane are running low on time. They need clutch factor. That's why they put Danhead over onto the Hansa. They want these one-shots. They want an early cancel onto Davin's EMP, which can close out this fight. 10 seconds remain, 4 ults for Gigantti. All the lights going out.
There we go, bam, straight on top of the supports as well. The beat's going to get invested too. Dana gets exploded in the back line with a self-destruct, and now they have to permanently touch that payload. Milky Man makes his presence known in the back line too, and cancels the whole hack, I believe. Yeah, and he ends up just running rampant. Soon he didn't know what was coming. British Hurricane now in disarray. They end up losing Hattie. OT's now ticking through. It's only Danny to touch the payload once more, but he's going to swiftly depart from this earth. That'll be British Hurricane halted just after the second point, and now Gigantti have a very clear win condition.
Hyper winnable for Gigantti right now, and we saw what Milky Man did after Bucky got hacked. Of course, the tick appears above his head. He's got the nano boost, right? And Milky Man's in a position where, like, okay, this guy's hacked. He doesn't have sleep dart, and he's got a nano boost. There's a potential here for British Hurricane to clutch out. So I'm just going to solo Shadow this Anna. Make sure I get rid of her, get rid of a nano boost, get rid of a huge potential win condition for this fight. And then he actually manages to knock someone mid-hack. I think it was Sooner who was trying to hack him. Managed to knock him with his shoulder, just give him a quick shoulder check, cancels the hack, and then managed to find Yofi as well. Great play from Milky Man. He just got so much space right there.
Well, yeah, who's protecting the back line at that point? Who is actually protecting on triple DPS,
Who
right?
supports for support?
Exactly. You're going to have to rely on Tactical to kind of boot people away, but he's got his own people to deal with. He's got to deal with that front line. He's got to chunk out that brig, the Lucio, and the pressure the supports of Gigantti in the back line. Such a tall order for someone like Hathigol. Even Danhead, it's just tough, and just those solo shatters can really turn these fights around. You're not looking for those big 6-man like highlight play shatters. No, you're looking for those 1-2 mans, because that can turn the fights around.
Find an Nana on their own, and after that, no one can heal up Yofi. So Yofi's going to be an easy pick-up, especially for a Sombra with great tracking like Davin. And I'm actually very impressed with the damage output that Davin is attaining on this Sombra. We don't think of Sombra, we think of her more as like a utility hero than a damage hero, because her damage output isn't the greatest. Her pistol is quite weak in terms of the raw damage output, but if you can get the tracking, you can get the headshots, you can definitely get a lot of damage onto those squishy targets. You don't have to reload very often with a 60 bullet clip. For now though, Davin's going to be looking to set up, give over the information to Team Gigantti. Milky Man's back on the Genji, or rather the Winston, as well, like to see.
They're going to be able to hold this high ground, though, fairly easily. Dan is going to be able to get these seismic slams. The damage ramp up on those is actually insane. But beautiful little pick off there. Davin finding Sooner. That's going to be one target taken care of. Yofi's going to go down as well. British Hurricane's comp just getting picked apart.
Yeah, and Hathigol's taking a lot of damage here from a long range and a play. A big biotic grenade.
The hack. Oh, it cancelled the rocket punch. That is pretty tragic. Nice little block there for Leaf on the sleep dart. They're going to be able to move this forward now. They have spawn priority too, so it's all about stall time for Hurricane.
It's really sad when you see the Wrecking Ball go for those pile drivers, gets hacked in midair, then booped up by Velucio. Just floats gracefully down like an autumn leaf. Unfortunately, with no impact. Speaking of impact, Hathigol is going to be having some of that in the forthcoming fight. The barrage is ready to go, but it can be cancelled out. It can be eaten up by Zappis. There are so many mitigating factors here on Team Gigantti to try and shut down this incoming barrage. I want to see a hack onto Zappis first from Sooner to make sure that it will not be an issue.
Nano onto Milky Man as he dives the backline. Hathigol going for the sneaky barrage, maybe. He's got to watch out, though. Damage resistance with that Nano as well, so the monkey's a little bit harder to clear up. Our payload is still moving. Hurricane going to have to touch. He ends up going in. He gets boots on the ground, but he instantly gets taken care of. Gigantti find the cap in a clean and cool 5 minutes in their time bank.
Got the early pick onto Davin, but unfortunately they didn't have a point presence right. They're only with one tank. They're like, okay, Farah, you go touch a point. So I'm supposed to be flying, mate. I'm trying to look for a way to use my barrage right here. Gigantti, they have a large time bank right now. 4 minutes and 45 seconds. What I want to see is showing off Milky Man and Zappis. They need to show off their synergy right here. I want to see Primal Rage. I want to see Self-Destruct. Bash everyone towards that particular ultimate, because after Hattie uses his Fortify, he's a very easy pickings for a Winston with Primal Rage.
EMP coming out from Sooner, maybe. He's trying to set up for it on this payload. Can't contest when you're invisible. That'll be ridiculously OP if that was the case. He's detected, but instantly sends it out. Lined up perfectly as well. Happy Cool gets bullied out, though. Can't follow up with that rocket barrage. I say that as Milky Man comes in. Just face tanks all of it. Use that Primal Rage as well. And EMP cancel his ultimate too. Team Gigantti have got every single answer to British Hurricane right now.
Yeah, they tried to get the EMP, making sure they grabbed Zappis so the defense measure wasn't available, but they did not account for Lilbo. Some great ultimate tracking, and it meant that he was able to try and answer this one out. Look at how close they are to the finality of point B, and they've only got to move a few more meters. Milky Man and Davin, they can combine and try and take out Happy Cool already. He's stuck in the doorway, can't come out this way. The bounce is here.
Couple of meters here. Milky Man just playing frontline as well. Had he had to use that Fortify so early, and a Nano Boost is going to get invested as well. Both support ultimates to try and keep the tanks of British Hurricane alive. Yofi and the rest of the team are able to kill off Milky Man, and Zappis is going to get demeched as well. This is the turnaround they were looking for. Zappis going down. Should be easy cleanup now for Team British Hurricane. Danet ended up falling, though. Isn't a good sign, but Happical's there with the backup.
He's got the splash damage, and this is exactly what British Hurricane needed. They needed stability, Jaws. They needed to find the place where they were going to make their stand, and this is one of the greatest places on Dorado to try that. But you know, Davin on the Sombra, the cart's close enough that he could try for a back cap right here, because British Hurricane don't have the best point presence. Danet has moved over onto that Roadhog, so we can combine with Hadi for early picks onto people who aren't going to have a huge amount of protection. Zappis needs to be on point with that defense matrix to try and save people if they get grabbed.
EMP from Sooner, though. Davin's 10% away. I say that as he gets up to basically getting it at this point. Hurricane playing obviously rather defensively here, but Team Gigantti are doing exactly the same. Nano Boost is going to come in. There's the EMP and the counter one as well. The barrage is not going to get available at all. Happy Cool got hacked in midair, sunk like a stone, and now Team Gigantti moving towards the second point. Hadi in the corner, stalling for additional time. He manages to find a kill, but he's shortly taken care of. And now British Hurricane are on a knife's edge of losing this series.
Now they are. One fight will remain from potentially. That door's going to take a while to open, much to the chagrin of Team Gigantti, but Milky Man can buy all the space he wants and more, and he's buying in Rage Bucks. The Primal Rage is available and ready to go. And right now, Leaf, he's got his eyes on Haffical, so does Davin. They can get the assassination, the Yield Bash. This could be tragic. 4 meters remain.
Look at that golden box. Look at that green box. That's all they need. And Danet's already dead. Soon's going to go down as well. The rest of British Hurricane already falling. As soon as they got to the payload, they were dead. Gigantti take the series 2-1 as they secure Dorado.
Very close and very hard fought from both, but Davin, the scouting on the Sombra. We talked about how he's a fantastic skirmisher on the Tracer, and that skill has evidently lent himself over to the Sombra. He's got the great tracking, but he's also so good at knowing the tenacity or the habits of an enemy team. Like, I didn't see Happy Cool in the kill feed, did you?
Where is he hiding?
Where's
He's
he
hiding in old spawn.